Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect King of Games, and today we're going to be talking about Firewall Dragon, the most busted main character card since the existence of main character cards. This card is more busted than, you guys know, the handyman scene where he walks in and he was like, "Oh, I'm here to fix your busted pipes," in a cliche porn scene. Yeah, this card's more busted than that. But before we can even get to talk about this card, I want you guys to do something very important. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, but even more importantly, you can join the notification gang because we too strong over here. Without further ado, I present to you why Firewall Dragon is so fucking busted. For a lot of players, we thought that link summoning would slow Yu-Gi-Oh down. I mean, at least to a crawl, or at least to summoning link monsters would be a lot harder to do. I mean, our best cards that could summon link monsters are Gofu and Scapegoat. Gofu requiring get a huge amount of extra deck space to get your Decode Talker, and then allowing your opponent to special summon monsters from their extra deck to the side of the field. And then Scapegoat, requiring you to wait a turn before you can actually go into your extra deck. With all this being said, like I said, we thought that link monsters would be a lot harder to summon, and boy, were we wrong. Here comes Firewall Dragon, a Link 4 monster that should require 4 monsters to summon. But what a lot of people don't understand is that it says 2 or more monsters, or 2+ monsters, which means you can use a Link 3 monster plus a monster, 2 Link 2 monsters, a Link 2 monster plus 2 monsters, or just 4 monsters. And seeing that Diagusto Emerald can special summon Gaia Saber, Fiery Wall, Shadow Knight, Video Saber, whatever the card's name, to your side of the field, that's a free Firewall Dragon. And that's where things get a little more complicated than normal now, do they? Firewall Dragon is a light Cyberverse 2500 attack monster with 4 defense, because he can attack, but he cannot protect. Its arrows are pointed up, down, left, and right, and its effect reads: once while this card is face up on the field, this is the quick effect, you can target monsters on the field or graveyard up to another monster's code linked to this card. Return them to the hand. If a monster this card points to is destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 monster from your hand. Now, Firewall's first effect seems very, very balanced in its own right, because you can only use this effect once while it's face up. Unfortunately, the R&D department didn't think that one too well. While Firewall Dragon can bounce opponent's monsters, more importantly, it can recurse your monsters from your graveyard or your field to your hand, and it plays a huge role into its second effect, which isn't once per turn or limited in any way, shape, or form when a monster is sent to your graveyard. So that means when you link summon, synchro summon, tribute summon, use a monster's effect to tribute, send a card to the graveyard through Zodiac Barrage. If you play Yu-Gi-Oh, you can special summon a monster to your hand. Now, that effect on its own seems inherently limited too, because monsters in your hand don't come as often. But we're in a stage of the game in Yu-Gi-Oh where recursing monsters and bringing monsters to your hand isn't necessarily the problem. Summoning them to your field sometimes seems to be the problem, and Firewall Dragon tends to bridge that gap. Now, Firewall Dragon in a singular form isn't completely terrible. I mean, you got to think about it. You have to make the Firewall Dragon, which isn't that hard. Then you have to summon monsters and get rid of those monsters, and then find a way to retrieve your Firewall Dragon back into your extra deck to summon Firewall Dragon again to retrieve more monsters. That seems a little harder than any FTK could ever think of. But when you combine multiple Firewall Dragons together, that's when you get the bullshit you guys have been seeing on the side. Every single card that you guys have been thinking about that was an FTK problematic card, such as Double Diagusto Emerald, which, guess what? Singular Diagusto Emerald does the exact same thing now. Amazoness Archer, Infernity cards, any of those cards meshed together, practically Firewall links them together, get it? To make FTK stupid decks. I mean, even Grand Soil, we've seen it in quite a few FTKs, and here it goes again, running around and special summoning monsters and doing stuff it's not supposed to. Very unfortunate. Firewall Dragon is the most busted starter card that we had, and possibly one of the most busted cards we've had in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because interaction with itself allows it to create so many huge boards that just say no to your opponent. Unfortunately, even cards like Max C don't even help. Being able to force your opponent to deck out is very probable with Firewall Dragon, and though I haven't seen it, I mean, we only have 1 Max C, so Good luck, fellas. I really feel that I really feel that Firewall Dragon should be limited to prevent all of these loops. And if you guys can look at the Forbidden List or why the Forbidden List was made, it was made to prevent such situations like this where cards become almost mandatory to play. Oh, see, looks like I'm talking about Maxi again. Where cards become mandatory to play to win the game. Firewall Dragon definitely fits all of these cards into criteria, and that's why I feel it should be hit within the next upcoming Forbidden List to prevent stuff like this from happening. I know I keep looking at this like it's something there, but it's something there when I edit the video, so there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. I want to know you guys' opinion on what you think Firewall Dragon should do. Is it busted? Is the Cali Effect overreacting? Is this card just the spawn from hell? It's like made from Overwatch. God. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys would like to support the best channel on YouTube, you can always become part of the Patreon gang or donate PayPal via gift. Also, if you would like to buy cards from the TheCaliEffect, TCGPlayer, and eBay are not bad choices as well. Or you can just hit me up on Facebook. It doesn't really matter. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy.